They are making a difference on 938 Live.
The YStars are a group of teenagers and young adults with Down syndrome and other intellectual challenges who share a common passion for visual and performing arts. They've been collaborating with artist Felicia Low over the past 2 years, and they'll be presenting their art at Exploring Art, which is an exhibition at the Substation Gallery from today, the 11th of December, all the way till the 19th of December. I caught up with Felicia to discuss the works and the process she went through with the YStars.
I've actually been teaching the YStars for about 4 years, but the artwork in the gallery showcases what we've done over the last 2 years. So over the period of time when I'm teaching them, it was really about trying to figure out how to work with those with special needs on a long-term basis to create quite substantial art pieces that were not just art and craft or, that was just completed over a weekly period of time. And so what happened was I experimented with them, different ways of applying a background and subsequently putting in something in the foreground that was based on, this time around it was a teacher or facilitator selected theme. But I also wanted to see if I could teach the participants using actually quite formal aesthetic kind of techniques like the rule of thirds or facial proportion, which I think sometimes in places that teach special needs art, the belief that they can actually use formal aesthetics tools to do art might not be so strong.
So what did you learn from these experiments with your participants? That
they definitely can take the work much further. So basically what I was giving them was a skill, such as how to apply the watercolor on the paper. It was a very, very simple skill, which I would have taught to, secondary school students as well. And like the secondary school students, they kind of developed the skill and presented different pieces for each Y-Star. They each approached it differently. And subsequently, although you will see series of works in this show, 4 series in particular, but each piece is different because each Y-Star approached the application of the paint, the selection of the color in a different way. So what I discovered was actually that it was the same thing as what I do with mainstream school students. In a way, I had used the same process. It's just that I had to break it down. So what like a Sec 1 or Sec 2 class might be able to do in 2 weeks, I took roughly about 2 months with the YStars, but we would get to the same end.
What effects were there on the YStars in engaging them in these skills?
Okay, so when I first took them 3 to 4 years ago, they were not very confident in terms of applying paint, and they were also not very confident in drawing. A lot of the work came out in a way very cartoonish. So for example, there's a series that's self-portraits, and when they did the self-portraits, it came out really like a cartoon figure. But once I taught them facial proportion, it became actually not cartoonish anymore. It became, quite realistic. But they put in their own shapes for the eyes, the heads, and all that based on their own features. And it began to, develop or move. So aesthetically, there was some kind of learning. Cognitively, there was some kind of movement going on. In a way, the skills that the YStars picked up have given them a means of deciding what they want to do for themselves in maybe next year when we do another piece. They can decide that, okay, I want to use watercolors, I'm going to apply it this way to get this effect. They become a lot more aware of that and a lot more confident in manipulating the brush or the pencil to create what they want.
Do you find that this confidence is applied to other areas in their lives?
Okay, that one I cannot prove, right? I cannot say. I can't correlate I can't even measure what they have learned in my class, much less correlate it to other aspects of their lives. I can definitely tell you that all of them really do get engaged with the art. They want to do it. They want to do better. They have more dexterity in handling materials, which they might not have had before. So you're talking about really motor skills. They can look at something and can tell you why it is art and why it's not art. They can say that it's art because it has color, it has a particular shape, and it looks like this. Or when I look at it, I think of this and that.
Wonderful. Felicia, how did your own journey with the YStars start? And did you always have a passion to work in special needs arts?
I didn't start from very altruistic beginnings. I was interested in what the value of art was in places which basically didn't have the same value as mainstream, in terms of grades or in terms of basically money, right? The normal value you put in art piece. So in places where grades no longer mattered, or in places where, obviously the special needs group is not in any financial system, what then would the art mean? And so then this is why I started to go out to work with young people who may not be so academically inclined, and that's where I met individuals with special needs. And so my challenge as a teacher was always how to make the art work in such places and weave with these particular different groups of people. people who had very different learning needs who could still learn. It's just that we, on our part, had to figure out how to develop the way to help them learn or to put in strategies for their learning.
And since you embarked on this journey, has your world changed? Has your perception or approach to art changed?
I think it's become a lot clearer. I kind of know what I'm doing now. I didn't know what I was getting at or what it might have looked like maybe 10 years ago, but now I'm getting a clearer picture. I've always been quite convinced of this area of art. Yeah. So the journey kind of pretty much became more certain rather than uncertain over the years.
And that was Felicia Low talking about her involvement in special needs arts with the YStars. Exploring Art by the YStars in collaboration with Felicia is on at the substation from today, the 11th of December, all the way till the 19th of December. This has been They Are Making a Difference. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daphne Lim.
They are making a difference on 938 Live.